Mr. Speaker, my first line of questioning is with regards to the CARS program. The Comprehensive Automotive Resurgence Strategy Program. This is under Executive Order number 182. Well, the intention of the CARS program is to attract and retain car manufacturing in the Philippines. No? If I remember correctly, sometime during the Arroyo administration, in the early 2000s, a major car manufacturer, I think it was Ford, left the country, because it was attracted by more incentives from and possibly better business environment in, I think it was Thailand. So this CARS program, which provides incentives to car manufacturers, is the result. So gusto po nating malaman, ang pinakalayunin po natin ay nakakatulong ba ang programang ito sa pagtatag ng isang car manufacturing industry sa Pilipinas. Mr. Speaker, for purposes of our discussion, ano po ba ang what does the CARS program have to offer? Ano yung sales pitch para sa mga car manufacturers? Pwede po bang marinig mula sa sponsor?
So, for the CARS program, the program covers the following activities in the manufacture of four-wheeled motor vehicles of 3 enrolled models. So, they mainly cover production of the model, manufacture of body shell assembly, and large plastic assemblies of the model, manufacture of common parts, and for the qualifications, they anticipate a participating car maker, an internationally recognized car maker, brand owner, and or its authorized in-country licensed manufacturer, acting jointly with an internationally recognized car maker. For the incentives given, there is a fiscal support, fixed investment support of 40%, in those that are invested in parts and or shared testing facilities, and a production volume incentive, those which are engaged in body shell assembly, which manufactures at least 50% of assembly by weight, large plastic assemblies, and those which exceed 100,000 units in production volume per model, Mr. Speaker.
Okay. Yes, so una muna, patay na rin to sa materials provided by DTI. Tama po ba na as designed, the program may provide fiscal support not exceeding 27 billion pesos over 6 years?
Yes, Mr.
Yes, okay. So ganun ang disenyo na. Yung mga car manufacturers can avail of up to 27 billion in fiscal support. Ano po ibig sabihin ng fiscal support?
So, the fixed investment support, it means that 40% of the CapEx or the capital expenditure by the car company or car manufacturer will be given back. 40% of the CapEx will be given back to them as tax payment certificates, Mr. Speaker.
Okay. So ibig sabihin, mag-invest ng, let's say, 1 billion pesos, the car manufacturer, 40% nun, meaning 400 million pesos, ay ibabalik sa kanila in the form of tax, ang tawag nyo ron, tax payment certificates. Ano po yung tax payment certificates? Para malinaw po.
So, a tax payment certificate is a document issued to the car manufacturer in which they can use it to pay their tax liabilities to the BOC or to the BIR.
Ayun. Okay, so, let's say si Toyota, car manufacturer, nag-invest ng 1 billion, yung 400 million, 40% nun, ibabalik sa kanila, tax payment certificates, pwedeng gamitin nila pambayad na sa buwis, no? Sabi nyo, customs, so pag nag-import sila ng mga, parts, materials, whatever, pambayad yon. Or okay, ako merong mga anumang taxes na kailangang bayaran, corporate income tax and the like. Tama po?
Yes, Mr.
Okay. Tapos meron pang tinatawag na production volume incentive. Tama po? Sabi dito, 60%. 60% po ng
So, for the BOI, there is a $1,000 US dollar allocated per unit manufactured. So, 60% of that would go to the production volume incentive, Mr. Speaker.
Okay. Yun yung production volume incentive. 60% of
60% of the $1,000 US
dollars per unit, per car, na subsidy. Okay,
yes,
so
$1,000,
so mga 56,000 pesos or so. Hindi ko alam ang exact exchange rate ngayon. But this is if the manufacturer produces more than 100,000 units.
Yes.
Tama po. Okay. So there are two. Bale, fixed investment support. Basta yon yung 40% ng kanilang capex. Ganon. Ng kanilang kapital na pinasok dito. Ito namang production volume incentive, para mas marami ang i-produce nila, ay merong 40% of $1,000. Parang ganon. Sorry, 60% of $1,000. So, bali, tama ba, Matt ko? $600. Tama ba?
Yes.
Okay. $600. Okay. Per car. Okay. At ngayon, sino po ang mga nakikinabang na manufacturers? And for how many years have they been under this program?
The program is for 6 years.
6 years.
And participating car makers would be Toyota and Mitsubishi. As for the participating parts makers, it would be Roberts Automotive, Industrial Parts Manufacturing Corporation, Manly Plastics, Valerie Products Manufacturing, Tri-R Allied Industries, Denso Philippines Corporation, SMRC Automotives, Technology Philippines Incorporated, Technol 8 Philippines Corporation, Toyota Boshoku Philippines Corporation, and F-Tech Philippines Manufacturing, Mr. Speaker.
Okay. So, there are car makers as well as parts makers that are under the CARS program. No?
Yes.
So, ang nabanggit nyo nga, Toyota and Mitsubishi yung dalawa na car makers. Tapos, the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 parts makers. Ito bang parts makers po na to, mga foreign companies din po ito?
There are Filipino corporations, Mr. Speaker.
Filipino corporations. Okay. And you mentioned the CARS program is 6 years. Anong years covered po ito?
It's from 2018 to 2024, Mr. Speaker.
2018 to 2024. So tapos na po yung
Yes.
CARS program. And
Yes.
will there be an extension or renewal of this program?
Mr. Speaker, there would be no renewal of the
So
program, but
Oh,
there is another program called RACE, but there is no final guidelines yet
okay.
for the RACE program.
So tapos na yung CARS program, natapos nitong 2024. Tapos pagkakaroon ng bagong program which is RACE.
Yes, Mr.
Ano nga
Speaker.
po yung RACE?
RACE program is revitalizing the automotive industry for competitiveness enhancement,
Okay.
Mr. Speaker.
Is it essentially the same as CARS? Rebranded lang or may major na pagbabago?
So, as for the changes in the RACE program, it would be the fiscal support would only constitute of the fixed investment support.
Okay. Wala na yung PBI.
There are no more
Okay.
PBI, Mr. Speaker. As for the budget per enrolled model, it would be lower. From the CARS, it was 9 billion pesos, but for the RACE program, it would be 3 billion pesos. As for the number of models enrolled, it would be the same. It would be 3 models.
3 models.
And the qualified participants would only be vehicle assemblers. And the period of implementation would be 3 years, and the volume requirements are lower per model. It's
Okay.
at 100,000 units
Okay.
per model.
So, vehicle assemblers, essentially it's a program for vehicle assemblers.
Yes, Mr.
Okay.
Speaker.
Whereas the CARS program was, ano ang kaibahan?
As for the CARS program, it would be vehicle assemblers and parts makers.
Assemblers and
And
parts makers. Okay. Okay. So, tapos, okay, balik tayo sa CARS. Magkano po yung total for the 6 years? Magkano yung total na incentives earned and paid out or to be paid out to the two participating manufacturers, car manufacturers? At nabayaran na po ba ito?
So, for the fixed investment support, the total claimed fixed investment support amounts to 1.7 billion, but the total earned fiscal investment support amounts to 2.3
Okay.
billion. So there is a remaining balance of 528 million to pay, Mr. Speaker.
Okay. So, the earned is 2.33B, 1.42 billion going to Toyota and 902M going to Mitsubishi. Tama po ba?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Tapos ang sinasabi nyo may utang pa doon
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
na
28 million for
528 million. Hindi pa nababayaran.
not
Yung
yet.
tax payment
Certificate.
certificate.
Not
Okay.
yet.
And then there's also PBI. Apparently, Toyota also earned PBI of 2.86 billion. Tama po ba?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Whereas Mitsubishi did not, qualify, I suppose. So, mas mababa pala ang production volume ng Mitsubishi, apparently. Ganun ba yun? Okay. So, meron dito 2.86 billion. na PVI so yan na yung subsidy per vehicle. Tama po ba?
Yes.
So, ano yun? Nabayaran na ba yun? Paano ba yun? How does that work? Has that been paid?
The total is not yet paid, Mr. Speaker.
Yung 2.86 billion. So may utang pa ang gobyerno.
I'm just getting the data for the once claimed fiscal production volume incentive. So for the used production volume incentive, it was at 81 million. The total credited amounts to 1.3 billion, but the remaining PVI to be paid is still amounts to 1.2 billion.
So 1.2 billion ang hindi pa nababayaran. So kanina may 500 million na hindi pa nababayarang fiscal incentive. Tapos may 1 point, ano sabi niyo, 1.2 ba?
1.2.
1.2. So total 1.7 billion na kailangang bayaran pa. And is there, do you have in the 2026 proposed budget of DTI, meron po bang amount? Babayaran na po ba yan?
There is an amount allocated in the 2026 NEP, but it's only at 225 million, Mr. Speaker.
225 million. So, that will go to the CARS payment of arrears
Yes, Mr.
in
Speaker.
the CARS program. So, partial pa lang, partial. Ganun po ba?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Okay. Well, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Sponsor, kayo na rin nagsabi, essentially, itong program na ito is for car assembly. No? And then, in the race program, inalis nyo na nga yung parts manufacturing. No? So, purely car assembly. Pag sinabi pong assembly, ama po bang intindi ko? Essentially, that means importing the built parts from other countries and then pagsasama-samahin lang dito. Tama po ba? Parang Lego, kumbaga. Yung ibang mga pyesa at sub-assemblies ay nabuo na sa ibang bansa, dadali na lang dito for final to put them together finally and then finally sell them on the Philippine market.
So, for the BOI, Mr. Speaker, there would be still parts manufacturing here in the Philippines, but it would be the vehicle assemblers that would engage in the parts manufacturing here in the Philippines. They may outsource, but there is a mandatory parts maker manufacturing here in the Philippines, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, ilang porsyento po would be mandatorily required to be manufactured here?
So the target would be 40 to 50% of that would be localized here.
40 to 50% of parts.
Yes,
So,
Mr. Speaker.
yung 40 to 50% ng kotse, ganun
Yes.
po ba? Yung ba
Yes.
ibig sabihin nun? Will be
Yes.
manufactured here. Okay. Ito po ang punto natin. Kung sakaling mag-decide ang manufacturer, okay, tigil na namin itong production ng or selling of these models here, wala na. Tapos na yun. Tama ba?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Okay. In other words, this program will in no way enable the Philippines to domestically manufacture the whole car. Tama po ba? Wala pong component dito ng pinaka-importante, technology transfer, including yung transfer ng IT. Yung intellectual property. Tama po?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Wala po. So talagang walang yung truly industrializing objective. No, ibig sabihin na na pagkatapos ng lahat ng ito ay yung teknolohiya ng manufacturer, yung kanyang intellectual property will enable a local manufacturer to make the car itself. For example, yung Tamaraw, Toyota Tamaraw, ngayon, ina-assemble na dito, tama po ba? At the end of this whole process, kunyari, CARS program, hindi naman mabibigyan ang Filipino, a local Filipino company, ng sariling kakayahan na magtayo ng, mag-manufacture ng isang Tamaraw. Wala pong ganon.
Yes.
So kung i-decide ng Toyota, ayaw na namin magbenta ng Tamaraw dito sa Pilipinas, pull out na kami, wala nang Tamaraw. Tama po ba?
Yes, Mr. Speaker. Technically, they would not be able to
sell
the Tamaraw as their own design.
Opo. So, yun lang po. Siguro ang pinakamahalagang punto natin ay ang gobyerno pa natin ang nagbabayad sa Toyota at sa Mitsubishi para manatili sila rito at mag-assemble ng kanilang mga sasakyan. So, may utang pa nga tayo. Sabi kanina, 1.7 billion pesos. Sila pa ang babayaran natin. No? So that they will manufacture their cars here, their vehicles here. Samantala, hindi naman tayo nakakakuha ng teknolohiya para eventually makapag-produce tayo or a local company ay makapag-produce ng sarili nating vehicles. Why do I mention this? Because ito po ang malaking kaibahan sa ibang mga bansa. This is how a country like Malaysia, katabi lang natin, was able to build up its own domestic or local car manufacturer. So alam natin, meron sila halimbawa yung Proton. Kung nanggaling kayo sa Indonesia recently, makikita nyo sa mga kalsada, maraming mga sasakyan doon, Proton ang tatak. Okay. Paano nangyari yon? In the 1990s, meron silang mga ganito rin, local assembly ng Mitsubishi. However, there was a technology transfer component. No, sabi, sige, pasok kayo rito, pwede kang magbenta sa Malaysian domestic market, pero in exchange, ipasa nyo yung teknolohiya nyo sa amin. No? So, that's how Proton came about. No? At kaibahan sa Pilipinas, we give access to the domestic market for Toyota, for Mitsubishi. Yes, they create jobs, merong mga assembly jobs. However, walang sariling industriya na itatatag dito. No? Kaya totally dependent pa rin tayo on the decision of these car manufacturers. If they feel, halimbawa, napakaliit na ng incentives nyo, hindi nyo pa binabayaran, may utang pa kayo. Alis na nga kami, doon na kami sa Vietnam. Mas maganda ron. Saan tayo pupulutin ngayon? Di ba? Wala tayong sariling industriya. So ito po, ang gusto ko po nating i-highlight yung sobrang kakapusan ng patakaran ng DTI at ng pambansang gobyerno in general in terms of manufacturing. Really, we remain as importers totally dependent on foreign manufacturers. Samantalang yung mga kapitbahay natin ay mas nakita nila yung halaga na dapat may sarili tayong kapasidad na magmanufaktura. Okay, yun na po yung point natin. No? So, napakalaki pa ng bayad natin. Samantala, if I may mention, Tama po ba for micro, small, and medium enterprise development, ang budget po, 21 million pesos. Tama po ba? Micro, small, and medium, 21 million pesos. The Micro, Small, and Medium Enterprise Development Council Fund. Yan.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, 20. Bibigyan natin ng mga micro, small natin ng 21 million. Mag-a-apply pa sila. No? Samantala, sa mga malalaking manufacturers, ay billions po ang binibigay. Yung iba, utang, hahabulin pa nga ngayon sa budget. No? Pero in the end, wala namang local industry. The moment Toyota says, pangit na dito, mas maganda sa ibang bansa, wala na yung Toyota na yan. So, whereas if we invest in our own industries, starting with micro, small, and medium, ay pangmatagalan po ang epekto nito sa ekonomiya. Okay, but my time is limited, so let me move on to my next topic. Ito ay mga ilang tanong po kaugnay sa PICAB, Philippine, PICAB, ang Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board. Tama po. Okay, so correct. Attached agency po ng DTI. Tama po ba?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, okay. So tamang ahensya po ang tinatanong natin. Ano po ang status ngayon ng PICAB? Kasi nasa balita po, nag-resign yung buong board nito recently. Is that still correct? O may bagong board na ba? And if nag-resign na, how is it currently operating or running? Paano yung pag-accredit ng mga bagong contractors for the construction industry?
So, as you have mentioned, Mr. Speaker, the majority of the board has already resigned. So, as of now, there are no OIC or anyone designated to man the board. So, it remains vacant. The DTI recommended already to the President because the appointing power is with the President. So, they recommended members, those who can be members of the board for PICAB. So now, they're only preparing more on preparation for the incoming members of the PICAB, Mr. Speaker.
Can the sponsor disclose who the recommended new set of directors?
So, as for now, Mr. Speaker, they cannot disclose their ongoing vetting process of the...
Sige. Okay. Pero of course, so basically you're saying right now, practically non-functional ang PICAB dahil wala silang board of directors? Wala pong mga ma-accredited na bago na constructors, wala rin pong investigasyon na magagawa. In case, for example, may complaint sa isang contractor na lumabag to, nagpahiram ng lisensya, mga ganon.
So, the board is still functioning, but those which require a board approval, they cannot do. So, for approval of the license and accreditation and revocation are not being done.
Approval of license and, ano po yung isa?
Revocation.
Revocation of licenses.
And extension, Mr. Speaker, they cannot...
And extension, wala. Okay.
But they are monitoring because the PICAB has a monitoring division. So complaints go through there. But due to limited manpower also, they're currently struggling to investigate, Mr. Speaker.
Now, given yung napakatinding corruption scandal involving contractors licensed by the PICAB, no, ano po ang ginagawa ng PICAB dito? Ang alam ko, ang huling akto yata ng board bago sila nag-resign ay nirevoke po yung lisensya ng siyam na mga contracting firms ng Biskaya. Tama po ba?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, so revoked yun.
Yes.
So for now, hindi sila pwedeng lumahok sa mga bidding. Tama
Yes.
po?
Yes, Mr.
Okay. How about the others? Hindi lang naman po diskaya ang mga contractor na nabanggit. Nandyan yung Wawaw, Sims, and many others. No? Wala. I think, sa mga hearing ngayon, laganap na yung yung mga district engineer, si Alcantara, sinasabi niya openly, yung nagpapahiram ng mga lisensya, no? Ibig sabihin nun, yung nanalong contractor sa bidding, hindi siya yung aktual na nagpapatupad ng kontrata. Di po ba labag sa batas yun?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Anong batas po yung nalalabag doon?
With regard to the pagpapahiram po ng lisensya
Opo.
sa Republic Act number 4566, Mr. Speaker.
Republic Act 4566. Okay. Lumang batas na yan, ano?
Yes.
Well, kaya nga, ano po ang ginagawa ngayon ng TICAB? No, given na expose na lagana pala itong pagpapahiram ng lisensya, isang dahilan kung bakit nangyari na isang contractor ay makaka-corner ng billions and billions worth of contracts, no, to the point where it does not seem believable that a single contractor in 1 year can implement 9 billion pesos worth of contracts. For example, may isa, ano po ba yung contractor na may pinakamalaking bilang ng kontrata in terms of number as well as in terms of amount? Do you have that information?
So, for that information, they have no information. It would be the DP.
The DPWH
would have that information. They maintain a list of registered contractors, but as to the number of projects they are engaged in, they have no specific number. It would be the DPWH would have that number.
Okay. So, meron po bang ginagawang investigasyon ang TICAB ngayon? Kaugnay sa mga contractors in the light of the widespread anomalies involving contractors in this DPWH corruption scandal?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, the CIAP through the PICAB are also cooperating with the Office of the Ombudsman and the DTI's internal fact-finding team by providing documents related to the contractors being linked to the alleged ghost flood control projects. The documents have already been submitted to the Office of the Ombudsman, General Investigation Bureau, pertaining to the following documents: TPS rating submitted to the PDCB, contractors general information application submitted, and the licenses issued covering the years 2019 to present, Mr. Speaker.
So you're merely providing information to assist the Ombudsman and other agencies in their own investigation. Tama po ba? Kayo mismo walang sariling investigasyon.
There is also an investigation within the PICAB.
Ano po ang ginagawa nyo specifically?
So, as for the PICAB, their investigation mainly revolves around the violations under Republic Act number 4566.
Sino po ang iniimbestigahan dyan?
Those 16 contractors that were mentioned.
16 contractors. Sino po itong...
The top 16 or top 15 contractors.
The President mentioned top 15 contractors. Bakit 16 po yung sa inyo?
They have included the Wawaw builders.
Wawaw.
Yes.
They have included Wawaw. Okay. So top 15, ang ibig nyo sabihin, yung top 15 contractors mentioned by the President as having cornered the most number of contracts nationwide.
Yes.
No? So, just iniimbestigahan nyo lahat yan, tapos dinagdag nyo ang Wawaw.
Yes.
Okay, iniimbestigahan nyo, on the basis of, meron na ba kayong nakitang violation o basta iniimbestigahan lang?
May I remind the gentleman to
Okay.
find out.
Mr. Speaker, ongoing pa daw po yung investigation due to the limited manpower of the pickup.
Okay.
So they're still having a hard time to investigate all the contractors involved.
Okay. So, final question. So, yung iniimbestigahan nyo yung top 15 contractors plus Wawaw, and at the end of this, ano ang possible na mangyari? Presumably, you're investigating whether or not they have violated the Republic Act 4566. Tama po ba?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Kasama dun yung pagpapahiram ng lisensya, that's
Yes,
part
yes,
of the violation. So, yun po ang iniimbestigahan nyo.
Yes, Mr.
So, at the end, we can expect, if there are violations, that there will be further revocation of contracts.
Yes, Mr.
Of
Speaker.
accreditation
Of the
pala,
licenses.
licenses. Yes.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. That is my last question. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much, Representative